Hello. It is April 1st, which means it is technically now cherry blossom season in Animal Crossing. This is honestly by far my favorite time of year, and I thought I'd give a little update as to kind of what's been going on with my island since I have literally over 1,000 hours on this game. Literally, I think exactly I have over 1,180 hours or more, according to Nintendo. So, was it worth putting in all those hours in this game to make it all pink? Absolutely. I am very much indeed proud of the progress that I've made on my island. Especially the big part of my island, which is like the main part I'm really proud of, that I made to look like a cherry blossom. And each of the petals has its own kind of little section. So the section right now is kind of the entertainment area that absolutely no villager uses, maybe once in a while, but it's an area that I'm, again, really happy with. From here we go to the bottom right side of the cherry blossom to see the festival, and there's the sheep whose name I can never pronounce just singing along to the music. While I had my entertainment area above, this is kind of where more regular festivities happen, so there's food, there's prizes, there's masks. I just made it an area where you would love to spend your free time in. Moving on from there, we have, of course, what every island needs is a DIY area, though not a lot of people come to my island, but if they do come across this area, right behind it is a little kind of public library. You can sit and enjoy your coffee, which I think a lot of people kind of made before Brewster was announced, but this is just one of many coffee areas that I have. Below the library, I have my little picnic spot that I really enjoy. It's right by the river. You can just enjoy your lunch while listening to some music. We crossed the bridge over to two of my villager homes, again another area that came out really nice. I kind of want to add more items here, but I already have so much lag going on that I fear if I add any more, my game's gonna crash. It's not as bad as my main island though. But aside from that, we make our way over here to the campground, which is very simple but still very cute, with a little campfire going on over here. Kind of wanted to make this area also like a bit of a fishing spot as well. We got Captain over there and a message to all sea bass to make it known that they are not welcome here. But moving on from the campsite, we go to the start of my business district, where we start off at a little diner that has kind of food kind of all over the place, but that was kind of placed there before the DLC food got introduced. I just kind of had to work with what I was given at the time, but as we go up to the ramp to the right hand side, we go to kind of my little knockoff Starbucks, which is kind of more or less competing with the boba shop that I decided to place over here as well. Personally, I think I would prefer boba to Starbucks any day. But moving along, passing the little massage parlor, we go down to where we have the actual shops, and this is where Able Sisters is. Nook's Cranny is all the way on the right hand side, passing the fountain, passing the big giant robot where that was originally going to be where Brewster was going to be, but he ended up having his own little cafe shop in the museum. But there's Nook's Cranny, a shortcut to the front of my island, and it leads over to a little flower area, kind of a little flower shop area. I feel like I'm saying it a lot, but I really like how this area also came out, because it also leads over to the museum area. I didn't give myself a whole lot of room to work with, but I like how it all turned out. And if anything, I can always just change it up later on. I should have mentioned it at the start, but my island's name is Hanamura, which is a reference to the Hanamura of Overwatch, which is kind of what this main area is based off of. It's more or less loosely based. As more items got added, I added to it, but either way, we have Kabuki on the right hand side, Genji on the left, kind of both references to Hanzo and Genji. I also did decorate the inside of that house above there with a different character to look like the Hanamura castle, so if anyone wants to see, I'll be posting the dream address later on. I just don't want my video to be super duper long. Moving along, we go to the bigger residential area of my island with the majority of my villagers. We can go over to the left to see Anka's house. I've noticed that I somehow gave her a bigger yard than everybody else, and it's not like she's my favorite villager. She's not. It's Apollo. And it's certainly not because of that video that everybody has seen. You know the one. Ruined childhoods aside, we go over here to see Diana's house, nice and elegant. Right below is Audie's, keeping with the tropical theming. And technically speaking, Audie might have the biggest yard if we want to include the little Mexican cookout here I did. It also kind of has this little area where the dads at the end of the party come to drink and talk about soccer, because, you know, what cookout is complete without that? I kind of made that area around the time of the pandemic, I think. I don't know, I don't really go to a lot of cookouts, but when I did, I would have a lot of fun with family, just enjoying the food, and anyway, I'm not really the type of person to really go out and party, but I wanted to add those implements into my island, especially with the new items introduced. I was able to make like this little cute like movie viewing area with the new drinks and everything. This area was actually vastly different a couple of days ago, but things change, and I like to think Animal Crossing is kind of like Minecraft, where you're never really completely done with an area. A good example of that would be this area over here, which is my kind of semi-new garden. It had nothing but pumpkins last time I was here, but I decided to repurpose it to have my vegetables. This whole area is kind of like the food growing area, which I'm very surprised that someone is over here enjoying it. Thank you, Zucker. But it's my orchard, which I recently just kind of redecorated, where the trees are kind of more randomly scattered instead of just like vertical and horizontal rows, which I thought was kind of boring. I saw a lot of pictures online that really had these fantastic orchards, and I had to redo all of it, but I don't regret it at all. I want to show this area real quick, which is kind of the more extreme side of a big reference that I have on my island, which is this big kind of party with the very distinguishable uniforms that is from Uran High School Host Club. I kind of watched it, I think, last year, and I really liked it, and I didn't really have a purpose for this side of the beach, so I just made it into this big kind of party. I took references from photos online, but I'm a big fan when it comes to references to any kind of anime or games, in this game specifically. I think that's all I'll be showing today. There are areas and inside of houses that I did not show that I'll be leaving for anyone who wants to see them in the dream address. I'll probably make shorter videos later on, kind of showcasing them better. Especially the home that I had modeled after Final Fantasy 15 just has aspects of the game in certain rooms, but for now, I'm going to be updating the dream address for anyone who wants to come visit my island and see it in its entirety. I know there are some spots I didn't showcase, so. But if you also have your own island, I would also love to see it. So if you have your dream address, just drop it down below and I'll make sure to check it out.